Good morning. In today's subject, I wanted to talk about the entertainment industry. I know, nothing really. This is one of those in which I have so many things to say that I tend to get lost a little bit in thought. So I'm trying to do you know, a shorter version of it all. Basically, personally, I grew up loving the entertainment industry because I love movies, I love series, I love music. I love it. And not only did I love the result of it, but because I spent so much time on the internet, I also fell in love with the behind the scenes. It's one of my favorite things ever to see how things are created. And I think it's in part, as a creative person, how beautiful and amazing it is to see how humans can create so much and have all of these amazing ideas. And I think that's lovely and beautiful. Having said that, in the last couple of years, especially, it's been a while since my love for the entertainment industry has decreased, but I think it is in the last couple of years, let's say 5, just to say a number, it has been like downhill. Like it's been a lot. And it's mainly because I just cannot really find myself supporting it in general. I think it is really fucked up in so many ways. I think the entertainment industry is nothing else than a representation of our society in so many ways. And it can be reconnected to so many subjects and so many issues. But we are maintaining celebrity culture, and I hate that. I think that is one of the most annoying things ever. And so once in a while, something will happen that people are going to be talking about, like, well, it's not fair that celebrities have all of this money for no reason often, and they also have all of this, connections, and they have all of these things, and it's not fair. And it's like, yes, guys, we are getting so close to understanding that we need to, undo the whole thing, but then we go back. And it is kind of sad to see it, because the main thing for me is that it is such a wide thing, because I would like to also get into examples. I would like to talk about specific groups and specific celebrities and their fandom, because no site it's safe, because I have seen it absolutely with everyone. And again, it is kind of tiring, because for me personally, I try to keep on watching movies and keep on, supporting more than anything a lot of artists, especially, yes, my favorite ones, but it's becoming really, really difficult for me. So I rather just not do it, or at least I haven't found a way to do it in a way that I feel okay with it. Because I just feel that, I don't know, whenever I am buy an album, or I am just watching a music video, or I'm just talking about a movie, I fear that I feel that I am adding to the whole system and I am maintaining it. Of course, that's silly of me, because just me talking about something doesn't really maintain the whole system. Actually, you can talk about it and then point out the issues of the system, but it is a tricky thing. And that's why for me it's been a difficult thing. I just think that there's absolutely no reason for these people to exist in the rule that we have given them, and that we maintain them there. We as fans, it's absolutely fine to find that a group, a celebrity, a movie, a series, whatever, helped you go through a certain point of your life. It's absolutely okay that something speaks to you, very deeply. That doesn't mean that they need to be seen as this amazing people. That doesn't mean that they need to be paid exorbitant amounts of money, and that everything they do needs to be, explained by random people on the internet that think that they know them, instead of having like a normal conversation and be like, hey, that's not okay. And you cannot just hide behind all of your money and fame. There are political, social repercussions of their actions, because they are part of society. They are a representation of it. And that's why I don't like it. And so I try as much as I can to just not engage with it in ways that, helps them, let's say. But that doesn't mean that I'm not aware of it. I actually like to stay really informed as much as possible. But yeah, it's a very tricky subject. I think that the only way is to dismantle it. To be honest, I think it's the point at which it gets really tricky. It's when I start to say like, hey, I see a lot of comments whenever these big things happen, and I saw one in particular when this whole Korean breast cancer celebration happened, because there were a couple of comments saying like, oh, they really are, like, there's people here who have a crazy amount of money and have a crazy amount of fame and all of these deals and all of these things. When they don't make music, they don't really sing that well, they don't dance that well, they just showcase themselves and they just are pretty and that's it. And I want to say that there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with someone who's just performing. There's nothing wrong with someone who just sings and doesn't dance. There's nothing wrong with someone who just acts. Like, that's not the point, because that is artistry. That is a very personal thing. That is separated from how much money, how much, fame they have. That's the issue. That is where it lies. Because I think this is where people think that people who don't really get into the depths of the entertainment industry, how it exists in the world that we're living, fail to take the step of, it's not a meritocracy, it never has been, and it's not about that. Because here's the thing, if I want to sing, if I would like to make an album, I should be able to do it. I shouldn't have to be the best singer, and I shouldn't have to sell my kidney to do so. I shouldn't have to look a certain way. It should be something that I could be able to do like any other person in the world, because maybe I want to sing and I want to make an album with different songs, and that's it. There's nothing wrong with that. The issue is how that industry has created itself in this bubble when it sells you meritocracy, something that you then use often not to attack others, which is the main thing that you see especially on Twitter, which is the attacking of a more personal level. I mean, like, oh, well, they don't deserve it. It's like, nobody really deserves it, because everybody should be able to get it. It shouldn't be something that it is deserved. The deservedness is if you are really talented, you have recognition of that talent. But recognition shouldn't really be based on the amount of amazing, incredible, and sometimes kind of disgusting amount of money that they have. That shouldn't be it. And again, it shouldn't allow them to have this separation from the rest of the world, where they are part of the world, they are citizens of the society that we live in, and seem to have no opinions whatsoever. That's what's not okay. Someone can be a great actor, and it is okay to say, you're a great actor, congratulations, the rendition of a character was amazing, was lovely, great. That's fine. That doesn't mean that we need to pay them exorbitant, again, amounts of money. There's absolutely no reason for the best singer in the world, the best dancer, the best whatever, and also just someone who's good at just performing. They shouldn't have a better level of life than more than half of the world's population. That's where the issue lies. But again, if I just want to try to act, I should be able to try it too. I shouldn't be stopped at the gate just for things that are seen as less desirable, of not worthy enough. Because that's where you put a difference between the values of a person, and that system maintains itself over and over again. A lot of people might say, oh, well, but there's people who maybe are not conventionally attractive, or they're not that good, and they are part of the industry. Usually it's nepotism, or they have other characteristics that are nice. Again, they should, if someone doesn't look a certain way, but they are able at doing something, that's talent. And that's okay to point out. There's nothing wrong with that. You could have both. There's just that now it's been so, melted together that I think it's really difficult to actually see it and to actually have the conversation. And it has reached a point in which the amount of people that are at the top are very, very little. There are not that many. They keep themselves there and there and there. And also with the changes in streaming and the way in which we engage with the content, it has become even bigger, the breach. And once in a while you might see someone who kind of makes it, but it's minimal, and it's not enough. It simply isn't, and it's still kind of in many other ways it's maintained the system, and that's why I think it should be completely and utterly dismantled. I think that there's nothing wrong with just singing, but it's certainly wrong to have to be a millionaire, basically. There's absolutely no need for them to have all of that money, just as there's no need for so many other people doing so many other jobs to have that amount of money when there's so many other people around the world who live minimum wage. And you see how the entertainment industry does go back to so many other social political issues. And that's why also whenever artists may not speak on certain things and people are sorry to be, they're from my country, that where they don't speak too much about it, or they're not, they have, there's always they create this thing where fans are the wall that keeps them from any sort of accountability, and they profit from it, and it's not fair. But it is not easy to engage in this conversation, and it is not easy to realize that your faves are also part of this whole thing. And again, it's a tricky thing, something that I'm still kind of trying to think how to engage with it in a way that it feels authentic, in a way that I can at least not just say it and that's it. That is something that I kind of struggle with, is that I don't want it to be seen in any way, shape or form as I am okay with it, because I'm not, and I want to be very clear about it. So that's why I kind of stopped making videos about reacting to music videos and talking about albums. It's not that I don't listen to them, it's just that I do it way less, and I'm engaging with it in a different way, and in order to share it, my thoughts, opinions and things like that, I need to find the balance there. So that's kind of the thought of today. Again, it's tricky. We could go deep into so many things, because there's so many groups out there, so many celebrities, and that they are sort of a case study on itself. But we're trying to keep it chill. We're trying to keep it simple. So those are my thoughts on the entertainment industry, I guess.